And we are live, even though we don't see people. People are coming in now. Yeah,
Great.
pull the chat out.
Mhm.
Hello. Let me see. Let me pull the chat out before I've done it in the past, and then whenever I share my screen, then it goes away. All right. Let me put the everyone, because then I start chatting, putting things in the chat, and then it's just panelists. Ay. All right, well, welcome. I know it's back to school for the majority of you. Thank goodness my kids are back, because OMG, I'm like, take my kids, please. Well, tell us, like, where you from, if you started school. And no, this is going to be rapid fire, like, on fire. I don't know what other word to use. Fast and Furious?
Fast and
It's
Furious.
flaming hot
Somebody
rapid
from Long
fire.
Island. That's Michelle. But we have the ambassadors joining us here with us. They're being quiet. Come on, like, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Flaming hot rapid fire. Love that, Rimmey.
Yeah, Jason's here. Woo woo. I was like, I could.
Flaming hot, yeah.
I'm just a hot mess. I don't know about anything else.
That's how I feel, Michelle. Oh my gosh.
I was
Shout
gonna
We're
out
not
to
even
Carol.
back to school
Shout out to
yet.
Carol for me representing New Jersey. I'm in Central Jersey, so
Woo-hoo,
some people say
okay.
that doesn't even exist, but I say it does.
Okay, South Carolina is
Christy.
from Missouri.
Woo,
Hey,
woo.
Christy from Long Island, where
Welcome.
are you?
Aloha
And
from
I like Christy from Long Island.
Somebody
Queen.
Queens.
Majo was just in New York.
Jersey. Yes.
Nice.
There's somebody else confirming that Central Jersey indeed does exist.
Oh,
Thank goodness
wow.
for that.
From France.
Oh,
Judith?
Trent.
Then I did my state
Wow.
report in
Is
New
it
Jersey.
France, Texas?
Hey, Brenda from Kansas.
I think that's Paris, Texas, not France, Texas.
Christy, are you the same Christy that was in Smithtown? You have family in Smithtown? Part of the Holabody family, same family?
Okay.
Woo, California finally on there. Woo.
Somebody doesn't start until September 5th.
That's
We like that.
Old school timing.
Mhm.
We've been in for 2 weeks, full weeks. This is our second full week.
Yeah, same thing here.
Yep.
But you all get your
Australia. Oh,
revenge
I love
in
Australia.
June.
Australia.
Welcome. Oh my gosh. Is that the farthest winner award right there?
All right, we're gonna start this rapid fire. There's a lot to cover. Everyone's gonna have 5 minutes. So I pitched this idea of, Dear Abby, I have a problem. So,
Dear Manny.
what? Dear Manny?
Mhm.
So we have some classroom conundrums, like situations that I'm like, how do I fix this? Like I need this, and life is not cooperating with me. And then somehow Edpuzzle came to the rescue and fixed it all together. So you're gonna hear from the ambassadors into like what struggles they went through or they experienced through, because we have some ETSA coaches that they've seen teachers have gone through, and share their insights. All right. They have 5 minutes when you see this fabulous one. That means it's almost time up. Alrighty, so we're trying to get everybody out on time. And we're gonna start crack-a-lacking with Super Rimmey.
I'll just freeze like this for the
Oh my
next
gosh.
5 minutes.
So tell us all about your conundrum.
All right. I just gotta figure out how I'm sharing my screen. So I have experienced several conundrums to use things. No, you don't want to look at the screen. You don't want to look at the Chiefs Bears preseason game. I think that's what you want to see.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if any of the following problems might, connect to anybody, but Have you ever been the head of the social studies department and you get an email from your principal at 7:55 in the morning saying that in 90 minutes they need some kind of content for the whole school for a holiday like Veterans Day? Or some of your colleagues might not have submitted sub plans and you don't teach their content area and you need something thrown together. Maybe you decide that you're going to start teaching middle school and you haven't thought about math since you took math as a decision making tool in 2005 and they want tutoring. Or maybe my very real case for tomorrow, that the new World of Warcraft expansion launches, but you got early access because you paid extra money and you forgot to plan for the next day's classes. Any and all of those things could be true. And my embodiment of any crisis is just kind of that flaming, this is fine dog sitting in the smoking room on fire. And I have literally faced all of those things and found different ways to use Edpuzzle Originals to kind of help dig me out of a jam. So I will admit that sometimes I will have forgotten that Edpuzzle Originals exist, right? Until we get the email that it's like, here's new content, or guess what? Here's a new holiday. Here's how you can share these things with your, staff, with your colleagues, et cetera, et cetera. But under the Edpuzzle Originals section, there is an infinite wealth of just about any kind of content for just about any kind of grade level. And in all of these different pinches, even teaching myself how to do 6th and 7th grade math, I've been able to use Edpuzzle Originals either for my students or for myself. So the way that you find them is right under the Discover tab, right? We all have probably spent infinite amount of time in the library kind of seeing what other things have been created by our colleagues, by people around, the world who use the platform. So you find that lovely little Edpuzzle Originals fella, and then you can take your deep breath and know that you can find the things that you need for the day. So once you click on the Edpuzzle Originals tab, here's, the sheer breadth of everything that you can find, that for any of these modules that you click on, you can go in and sort by grade level, like grade level band. So there's elementary, middle, high school. And then for some of them, like I was fiddling around in the science ones today, you can kind of drill down by individual topic or theme that you're looking for. And these can be those things that in a pinch, right? If I get told that I'm subbing in a personal finance class and I make bad economic decisions, so you probably don't want my advice in that area, I can turn to the financial literacy stuff. Or, you get that email that it's, Arbor Flag Day, and you are like, oh crap, how do I talk about this holiday? Boom, you can send it out to literally anybody on your staff or in your school. What's been really helpful to me as a not math teacher, or like I said, the last math class I took was math as a decision-making tool in 2005, which is that lovely teacher math class you have to take. You can go into some of this premium Edpuzzle content and look at a variety of different like math topics. You've got, playlists. You can kind of go through the variety of questions are there. And the reason why I like using the Edpuzzle Original stuff is you can tell by listening to me talk, if you've seen me, I'm a walking, talking dumpster fire. And I like to put some of those weird random questions into my Edpuzzles to see if kids are awake. If you go and, replicate something that I've created, you might get a weird out of context question that shows up. And there's a really good set of control in the Edpuzzle Originals that that you're getting good quality content vetted by the team. Manny's thrown me that flaming one, but guess what, baby? It's fine.
It is flaming one. Well, if you go back, there is to show that Math Originals is now premium content. It is no longer beta because we are done building Math Originals, and it's an add-on, and it was just released with this new Edpuzzle release, so the new features. So we're releasing premium content with Math.
And like I said, I like it because I know that I'm going to a well-vetted resource that if I'm grabbing for something in a pinch, I'm not going to go like, I found this on some random blog. Let's figure this out. I know that it's been looked at. It's been, edited for content and quality. It's been tested on an audience that I know with good confidence, I can push a button and it quick, fast, and in a hurry, have a ready-made, lesson starter
Yeah,
to
and they're
go for
state
anything.
standard aligned. All the states. All the things.
There you
That's why
go.
my school district be like, is it aligned? Because otherwise we don't want to see it.
Yeah. I feel way less panicked than the last time I did this. I was like, I can just take screenshots and make myself a meme. 5 minutes is easy now.
I love it. It was great. Alrighty. So next one. Oh, we also have a new release that is going to be covered by Super Majo. Is she share her screen? Woo -woo.
Whoop, whoop. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about a new feature that we have, but first, I want to know if we have like admins or ed tech coaches in the audience. Let us know in the comments because I have the solution for you. So, yeah, but Alex, it's a tech coach, perfect. So yeah, for ed tech coaches and admin, what if I told you that you can create and take PD courses in Edpuzzle? And not only assign them, but create them. So we have a new feature called Edpuzzle Professional. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about it. So Edpuzzle Professional is our new PD platform for teachers that offer professional development for schools and districts. So the platform, it's focused to be very flexible, interactive, and trackable for you. We want to make it easier or as easier as we can. So yeah, it's a life changing for you. Life changer, sorry. So now, one of the beauties of this is that you can create your own PD. So in Edpuzzle Professional, we actually have courses already uploaded, but the thing is that you can create your own. So if you wanna, I don't know, want your teachers to know something about a specific topic, you can create the content, you can upload it to Professional, and you can assign it as a PD. The only thing that you need is to import a video lesson and playlists from Edpuzzle, share with other PD creators and admins for feedback, and assign it to teachers and track the progress as you do for your students. Then you can also get detailed data, and you can see it in only like in one place. So you can see how teachers are progressing in a course. You can track completion with customizable courses certificates, and set a minimum score required to pass a course. So that's up to you. You can personalize it even though it's already uploaded or with your own. And Edpuzzle Professional, it's available now as an add-on for Edpuzzle Pro schools and districts. Okay, that's important for you to know that it's only available for Edpuzzle Pro schools and districts. And if you want more info, I will let you know in a minute. I will share a link in the chat, but first, I want to show you really quickly where you can find it. So if you're a pro school, you can definitely see it now. So you go to your Edpuzzle account. In the left, sorry, thinking in Spanish, you know it. So you go to Professional, you will see the add-on here where you see Discover. You will have the option for Professional, and here you will see all the courses that you have already available. They have been done by the Edpuzzle team. So for example, you go here to Discover courses. You can see what we have already available. And let's see, let's imagine that I want the mindfulness for educators. And you can start the course and just go through every video. And at the end, you will get your badge. You can see your badges or your certificates here. And also the courses that have been assigned from your EdTech coach or your admin. You will see it here on My PD courses. And yeah, this is the new feature. I don't know what you think, Manny, about this.
Well, there's some questions in the chat, and like this is
Oh.
created by your district or your staff. It is up to them to give you credit or not. We have some stuff for you, but it's up to your school to actually give you hours. That's how it was in my district. The certifications that we have, like beginner, intermediate, coach, they're the same. We'll give you a certificate of completion. It is up to your school to actually, give you PD credit for those courses. But what you have is the ability to create your own courses in the Edpuzzle Professional. There's no more going back and forth between student and teacher. Everything is in Professional. One click. Yes.
Yeah, so that's the good news for you.
Yes. So I know each state requires different things. But again, we're just making it easy for you to get the PD. And what we did in my district is we created a course internally to give attendance and give the hours. But the PD was actually either face-to-face or online, but it was billed by the district. So this is available. You can do that within Edpuzzle now, which is like OMG, life changing. So we'll be putting beginner, intermediate, and all the courses there. It was just released, so we're also like excited about it.
Yeah,
All right.
you need to go check it. And I already dropped the link on the chat if you want to know more about Edpuzzle Professional.
Alrighty, we got a new conundrum. Danger, Will Robinson. Michelle?
Hi, everybody. And just to piggyback, I was fortunate enough to pilot Edpuzzle Professional as the tech coach for 12 buildings and 900 teachers. Edpuzzle Professional was amazing. So can't promote it enough. But my conundrum, so my dear Abby, dear Manny, once upon a time, Mrs. Crabtree spent hours planning her lessons to teach her whole class. And side note, my first and second grade teacher was Mrs. Crabtree back in 1970, blah, 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 but that's another story. So after she was teaching to her whole class, Mrs. Crabtree had a problem. She had this revolving door of students in and out of her class. Students were leaving for different reasons. So we're not having her full class. When was she supposed to teach math? When is she supposed to teach ELA? Whether they're going to band lessons, they're going for extra help, or speech, or if you notice the little cherub in the middle who has to go to the doctor, I put doctor in quotes. Do you see what's on his head? A little Mickey Mouse ears, because they're not really at the dentist or at the doctor. So for whatever reason, the number one concern, well, after not having enough time, the number one concern I hear from the teachers is that they don't have their whole class for a whole class instruction. So to the rescue, Mr. Manny told Mrs. Crabtree all about the screen recording tool in Edpuzzle so that she could flip her classroom. So whether she's going to start stations, independent work, whatever it is, Mrs. Crabtree got to work right away. She recorded her lessons and she was even able to scaffold the videos and scaffold the questions to meet the different needs of the students in her class. So she was able to differentiate her videos and the questions. So whether they were ready to move on, they needed enrichment, review, or reteaching, we had all the opportunities. But the other beautiful thing in Edpuzzle is that you can embed support such as audio, images, closed captions, translations. And if a little bonus tip, if you're not familiar with Teacher Assist, once you find that video, you could use Teacher Assist to generate those questions for you. So Edpuzzle is also your co-teacher to help generate some of the questions to the content that you have. Or as you heard earlier, just go with Edpuzzle Originals because the content is done for you. So game changer. So here's a little clip on the screen recording tool. Right there with the Chrome extension, you can go ahead and record yourself. You don't need other platforms that you might be familiar with. So right in Edpuzzle, you could record your screen. So you have your Google Slides all ready to go. You have your smart notebook lessons all ready to go. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Take the content that you already have and use Edpuzzle screen recording tool to record your lessons that you already have. Go ahead and embed your questions. You can trim your video. This is great for differentiating. Go ahead and cut out the middle, cut out the beginning, cut out the end. So if students are ready to move on, they could have the whole video. So game changer, you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. Use what you already have. So go ahead and add your multiple choice questions, your open-ended questions. And I think you're familiar with this, so we're just going to move on because I'm afraid I'm going to get the hook from Manny in a second. I just want to show you some of the new updates to Screen. I should have extra time because the last presentation I finished early, so I should get my rollover time. But so new features in the screen recording tool, you can actually write on the screen. So let's take a look. You can write, you can't do this in Google Slides. You can't write on your slides. What? Whiteboard. Suddenly you have to explain something further. You have this great video, but it's missing something. Throw that in.
Then it has the whiteboard feature as well.
Yeah.
It puts
So
them
that
on YouTube to send them directly to Edpuzzle.
it's great. Oh, what happened? We went back to, I don't know how I got back to the beginning of my slides. Let me just fast forward. So Mrs. Crabtree was super excited because now she could provide all of her students with the same high quality instruction, whether they're in class or not. And now her content is engaging, interactive, and accountability. If you just posted a video, you don't have that accountability piece. So nobody was excluded. There was inclusivity and belonging. She could track her progress of her students. And hello, auto grading. Okay, I'm almost done. I'm getting the hook. Okay. And the students were excited because now they had access. They could rewind. They could watch the videos at their own pace. They had access. They knew right away if they understood the content because they're getting that immediate feedback. It's self-checking activities. And so if they're being pulled from the room, they're not missing anything. So there's that autonomy for all of the students as well. And nobody is falling behind or feeling left out. So Mrs. Crabtree and her students were able to live happily ever after. So thank you, Edpuzzle.
This was a real story, like from beginning, middle, and end, and all the things.
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah, you really took dear Miss Abby real seriously,
I know how to follow directions.
right? Don't we all? Alrighty, moving along, so we don't run out of time. We have Super Alex.
Thank you, Manny. Great to be here with you all. Very excited. Michelle, you're kind of stealing my thunder a little bit with all the teacher assist talk, but that's okay. No worries. And now I'm going into the wrong view. Give me just a moment here. So very excited to be here with you all. And I'm going to be talking to you about Edpuzzle efficiency. So what kind of tools does Edpuzzle offer us for some of the problems that I'm going to share with you? If you'd like to follow along, I've got a bit.ly link down there for you, but that'll be available at the end. I'll drop it in the chat as well, so you can just follow along with me because this is going to go obviously very quick. There's some information about me. If you want to follow me on X or LinkedIn or check out my Wakelet profile, you can do that. But I'm very excited to talk to you about Teacher Assist tonight. So some of the challenges, I remember experiencing many of these and still kind of do as a tech coach, but as a former middle school math teacher, that home life, balance between that and work. Can I get those prep periods to be able to get done what I need to get done? The time-consuming creation of activities and grading of short answer responses, and then also engaging students with video content beyond just making them be passive observers of material. So how can Edpuzzle help with all of those three aspects that teachers are facing these challenges every day? And for me, it is Teacher Assist. And I want to really make sure that it's in the name, it's assist. It's not a teacher takeover. This is going to be something that is going to be useful at the beginning and the end of a video lesson. But there's certain aspects that I feel are almost like non-negotiable as far as making an effective video lesson that incorporate this tool but at the same time allow you to personalize your video lessons and make connections with your students. So there's two real components to Teacher Assist: the ability to generate questions, both multiple choice and open-ended, and have those made automatically, and then also auto grade student responses. So I remember very vividly being my math self, sitting there behind my desk and taking a look between my 3 sections, 75 short answer responses. And I was giving personalized feedback to each of my kids because I know how important that is. To have what I'm going to show you in a little bit as like an initial overview of data, it's going to save you time. It's going to make that a little bit less time consuming and get you a little bit more balance in your life. So for me, I really view creating with Teacher Assist as 3 different steps. Selecting your video, preferably one that has a transcript. That's the way it's going to work best. So finding a YouTube video and pasting it into that search bar up top. And then you're going to just simply figure out what types of questions you want to have embedded in. Do you want to strictly focus on open-ended or multiple choice, or do you want a combination of both? I usually like a combo of both, but that's up to you and your discretion. And then finally, you're going to edit and enhance your lesson. Probably the most important part of this process. We're not just taking everything and going with it. We're going to vet those questions. We're going to discard any that we don't like. And we're also going to make sure to add that audio message at the beginning, maybe at the end, to incorporate those reflection opportunities for students and to set the context of our videos. So I made this GIF for you over on the left side, and if it's a little fast moving, don't worry, you're going to have multiple opportunities to see video walkthroughs of how to create and grade using Teacher Assist. But basically what this page is, you can click on this link in the bottom right corner. It's going to bring you to my video on Edpuzzle best practices, so that once you use Teacher Assist to create those questions, you can then figure out, well, what do I need to do to make this lesson get to the next level? So that's all available to you right here. And then we get to the second component. I've got another gift for you. This one I pulled directly from Edpuzzle. And what you're going to do is once you've assigned a lesson and it's in progress with your students, any questions that are short answers, you can set your ideal answer response, and then Edpuzzle will automatically grade it for you as soon as you click that auto grade tool. So what's going to happen is you're going to get that initial layout of data for you, seeing overall understanding which students got it, which students might need that additional reinforcement, where you can edit those scores if need be, and you can also provide that personalized feedback to your learners. So it's really important that we're always vetting the automatic features that are going on in any tool that we're using. But with Edpuzzle, it's really about kind of getting that overall framework with Teacher Assist, having it give you that overall data look, and then you take the last steps to really delve in and explore and provide that personalized learning experience. Here are some quick benefits for teachers and students: saving time, gaining quick preliminary data, and finding more time for your own personal interests. For students, being more actively engaged with these embedded questions and any audio notes you might add, the chunk content is more manageable, and you're able to receive that feedback faster on the student side because teachers are spending less time having to grade everything completely, and they already got that overview. Some important things to remember, I've kind of already mentioned this. You want to check out any of the auto-graded questions and the scores that are assigned to your students. And I think that the third bullet point really kind of summarizes. You're going to use Edpuzzle Teacher Assist to enhance, not replace, personalized teacher-student interactions. We got to keep that soul in our teaching, even with all of the AI craze going on. And now I got Manny holding up 5 to me, even though I know I got much less than that. So if this quick spiel that I did tonight was not enough, you have an Edpuzzle lesson of Manny walking you through Teacher Assist. And I also added Edpuzzle's newest YouTube video on this feature. So my call to everyone watching is to try Teacher Assist for the first time if you haven't already. And if you have, create at least one video lesson and try the auto grade feature using some of the strategies included in this slide deck. If you're looking for even more information on Edpuzzle, I have this excellent Wakelet resource hub with many contributions from my fellow ambassadors. And finally, I am thanking everyone. I brought my own flaming one, Manny. I'm very excited to have gotten to present on Teacher Assist, and I'm just really looking forward to the new school year and wishing everybody out there who's watching a wonderful school year as well. So thank you so much, Manny. I think I hit the mark. I'm excited to see what's next tonight.
I saw that one. I'm like, oh my God, you're a mess. I love it. Yeah. All right, moving right along with Super. I was gonna say Danesa, but your name is
Nope.
Menge, no.
My name's Danesa, yeah.
Well, I know, but we just.
It's so funny. I don't know. Hi, friends. Let's see if my share screen will actually share. Oh, it will. Fantastic. So I feel like I need to step it up because I did just a flyer. I thought people could print it out and they can have it here. And just the things to remember as we're using our differentiation hacks. So my challenge was, how can we use Edpuzzle to differentiate, right? Just like Michelle said, we have students that are here, there, everywhere, leaving, coming, going at different levels. So how can we reach them all? Ooh, it wouldn't let me move. Can you see all that, guys? Are we good there? Thank you very much. So with any video, yes, the Edpuzzle videos that they have is great and wonderful, but your kids want to see you. They want to see you and all your glory and all your mess ups. They love mess ups. So use that whiteboard feature, use the Edpuzzle reporting feature, and get yourself on that video and mess up a lot because they love it, because it makes you human and it reminds students that they can mess up too. So when we're talking about differentiation, that's such a hard word, guys. Use that feedback. I'm sure all of us here use Edpuzzle, love it. That feedback tool could be is more than just correct or incorrect. Use that to differentiate what's going on with your kid, with your students. Thank you. So if they get it right, you're encouraging them. Yes, keep going. You're doing wonderful. But what about those kids who get it wrong and then they feel discouraged? Well, I like to put a little link in there to a different little mini, like a Google form, just a quick little video, rechecking for understanding, perhaps a quick little super short, like 30 seconds to a minute to reteach that one concept that they missed. And then they come back and they keep going with the Edpuzzle. What that does is it encourages them. You get to reteach, they're reviewing, and if they misclicked, they get to see it again, friends. And then I put those questions again in a different way at the end. So if it is a misclick, they got it right this time. If it was reteaching, then they'll get it this time. So it's the same, testing that same standard concept, whatever, but in a new and different way. So, and also those kids that need a challenge, I'll put in a challenge question. Do you need a challenge question? Yes or no? A lot of kids like to see where they are. So why not put those in as a question too? Give them that challenge to push themselves to bring it up to that next level. Edpuzzle lets you do that. And of course, it's all a win. I'm so fast because I just used my little thing here, guys. But kids want to see you. They want to be encouraged. They want to have a second chance. And Edpuzzle with the feedback tool brings all of that to you guys. So try it out. Menge out.
That was fast and furious.
That was.
Yeah, that little feedback feature when you're building your questions, like at the bottom on the right, OMG. I mean, it does take an extra couple of clicks, but
it's
oh my
so
God,
worth it because you can see immediately where they are because I always have mine open. You can see where students are, and if something's a problem, they keep in the second assess or the reteach and they're still struggling, I'll pull those kids aside and be like, hey, let's talk about this for a second. I noticed this, what's going on? And that's when, you can connect with them. Well, I stayed up late last night, or I struggled because I didn't get to finish this, or you get to know more about them while everyone else is still doing your Edpuzzle. You can reteach and assess and pull those kids that really need you. It's awesome.
Personalized.
Yep. Personalized learning.
Alrighty, Super Jason.
All right. Let's see if I can get this to work.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly and all the things. There you go. And it works. Yeah.
Hey. All right. Oh, it didn't switch to the right slide. Oh, there we are. Dear Super Manny, how do I know if the students get it? I took this seriously, this challenge, and tried to figure out how I could make it with my dear Abby. And so Johnny comes to class looking like he knows what he's been learning. They all know how to play school, and they look like they get the answers. And as you're asking questions, they're shaking their head yes, but not answering any of the questions. So what do we do? Well, how do we know if they're getting it or not? Well, we use some of the data that we have that we can get from these videos in different ways. So we've talked about a lot. So we've all seen these. We can see if they've actually logged in to watch the video or not, and see if they have what the percentage they get and everything. And this can help us to understand if they're actually watching the videos or not and getting that. And then we can take that to deliver some more use to them. We can look at it question by question to see how they did. from their screens, taking all this data and saying, oh, okay, we got 98 out of 119. That's pretty good there. But the one before, 88 out of 119, that's a little low, just over 75%. So maybe I want to go back and touch on those and make sure that we understand what questions we're getting there and what they're part of it they're missing. So we can do live mode where you show the video right there and they'll answer the questions as you go along. So they have to click on that and click the answer, and you can see it right there pop up with if they're understanding what you're at. You can teach it with them and make sure that they understand what is going on. I've used it for flipped classroom. I've used it for labs in the science class because I teach science. So I videoed the labs so that kids that aren't there, they can use that as we learned about earlier. I've used it for demonstrations, taping the demonstration so they can all see it up close and be able to understand what's going on. And then they embed those questions in there that you want to make sure that they understand from that and get so that you have that data to reteach those things that aren't being learned, just like Danesa was saying just before, and get that understanding and make sure that you can move on to the next thing. So thank you for all the data for direct instruction, flipped class, Edpuzzle, and sincerely lost in the data for my dear Manny.
Yeah, I think the data is like the most important thing about Edpuzzle because we always say like it is not a babysitter. You use data to make educated decisions for small group instruction.
Yes, absolutely.
Check. And those reports, I think the whole classroom was just color coded and all the things.
Yes,
Easier to
it
read.
comes in handy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you said you watched this, but you really didn't.
Help me understand how that happened. Anyway, well, thank you. We have a last but not least. I'm always last but on my meeting, just so you know, and they always tell me last but not least, but I was like, it's fine. We have Simple Lakeshia telling us about her conundrum. And we can't hear you, you're muted. That's another conundrum. There you go. Nope, you muted again. There you go. You're teasing us.
But remember, I always use Teams, so trying to share my screen is hard to do. So give me just a moment. I'll get it pulled up here. I appreciate your patience. So thank you so much, everyone. Give me a thumbs up if you're able to see my screen. Please say you can see my screen. Manny, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Stand by.
I was gonna do the thumbs up, and I'm like, nope, not yet. Same thing with Michelle.
I'm clicking, but it's not coming up. Can you share it on your end for me, please?
Yes, I can.
Please and thank you. Save me the embarrassment. Thank you all for sharing all of your information. You all are rock stars, and you've said and used all the tips and tricks that make Edpuzzle what it is. So I appreciate you guys so much.
I think it's this one. Hopefully I'm sharing the right screen.
You're sharing like my little.
Is that not it?
No, sir.
It's the camera presentation. I'm sorry. See, we had it was a two. There you go. I have it. I found you. Oh, this is really fanciful.
I'm doing Rimmey.
Let me see if I can present from camera because
yes.
Present. There you go. Boom.
So like you said, so for the back to school, so thinking about going back to school and all the things, we're going to use Edpuzzle to help reduce the back to school parent teacher overload with Edpuzzle. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I am a virtual teacher from Wichita, Kansas. So I am used to going through all of this all the time. So I don't get easily embarrassed. So you'll get to know me. To know me is to love me, I always say. Go will you click for me? So our objective, we're going to talk about this conundrum, the overload that teachers have. There's so much information, not only that teachers have to come up with and that parents have to get when it comes to back to school, but Edpuzzle is going to come to the rescue. We're going to talk about those outcomes and then the conclusion at the very end. Next slide, please. So guess what? At the beginning of the year can be the most exciting time, like we're saying, for teachers and students and their families. Teachers are excited about their rooms, about setting them up and learning about their students. But we're in the second week of school, and guess what, y'all? I'm already stressed out. Next slide for me. And then you already know Abbott Elementary, so it's all Abbott. I'm a mean person as well. So let's let Edpuzzle help us reduce the back to school overload. And how can Edpuzzle do this? It can help us with the introduction videos. And I heard a lot of the ambassadors talk about using the videos, getting out there. It's not a production. Like, this is very like using your space and saying, hey kids, talking about whether it's math, science, social studies, whatever you teach, and just being transparent with them. Using Edpuzzle to share your outline, talk about classroom expectations, and then using those videos and just attaching them to your newsletter, because guess what? You're sharing that same information with families. So it's a 2-for-1. All right, next slide, please.
I love that. 2-for-1.
2-for-1. All right, the benefits of this, you guys, are it reduces parent burnout because you're sharing this and you're making the video once, right? You're sharing it and the families can access it. Everybody has a device. You're reducing teacher burnout because the teachers make the videos. We're nervous, right? We get to share some of our flair. Teachers have things that they like. They share things about themselves. You put your contact information in there and then families have it readily available. Edpuzzle has great features. Alex talked about some of those features. Danesa talked about some. We're all sharing all the things that Edpuzzle can use or that has available so that you can embed those into like these videos during this time and you can learn about your kids. And then here is a quick video. Guess what? We're not going to leave you out. So you can take a snapshot of this, and then I always share my presentation. We're not gatekeepers. We want you guys to have what you need. All right, next slide.
Oh, oops. I went happy. Click happy.
That's all right. So then just the words are, y'all, that at the beginning of the year, families need this information to support their kids. Edpuzzle provides this information. I'm just wordy. But when you start out this way, parents know that you're going to give them this information throughout the year and they look forward to it. That's one of the greatest things that I feel like Edpuzzle gave me. It allowed me to clone myself. And so families felt really good about, okay, I know as a math teacher that Miss Brooks is going to give us this information, the Edpuzzle originals that Rimmey talked about, the things that I found that the community, the Edpuzzle community created that I could share and edit. I would give that and share that with my kids, and all that information has just made a huge difference in the way that I teach. So with the accessibility plus the flexibility, of time and place, it is a win-win. One more, and I think we're done. I don't want the flaming one.
on ourselves, right?
So in conclusion, y'all, just Edpuzzle provides us with everything that we need, and Edpuzzle is growing, as you can see with me, what she said. And once you begin with Edpuzzle, the possibilities, y'all, are what? They are endless. Next slide, just one more with all the details, how you can contact me. And I just encourage teachers, like everybody's saying, just keep learning. There are so many things out there, and it sounded like all of the ambassadors gave you a challenge, and just try something new and your kids will love you for it.
I'm gonna put the QR code that they were wanting it.
Yes, absolutely.
Very fast because we are over.
Sorry, y'all.
No. I mean, it's 5 minutes each. We were gonna be over anyways. Just math, right? It just happens. Alrighty. Well, we have all these conundrums solved by Edpuzzle. Now dear Abby. Well, we're gonna have a boot camp next month, and in the following, which is September, right? September, we'll have a student project event. It's gonna be a make and take that I have to put together. That I haven't, but yes, I will. All right, well, thank you for coming with us. I know it's back to school. Everybody is so busy. The numbers did not go down. I saw there was like 1 people leave and then 2 will come. So thank you for staying with us, even though it went a little over. And you'll be getting the recording in a couple of days. All righty. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Bye. I'll read
Bye.
the picture.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
picture, don't
you.
leave.
Yeah, let's take a picture. I mean, it's still going live, but it's okay.
Thank you, everyone.